It's the National Football League on EA Sports, where we'll see two of the NFL's oldest and most storied franchises. It's the Detroit Lions and the New York Giants, and it comes your way next on Madden NFL 25.
While the sun is set, there's still plenty of light in the stadium for this prime-time contest. We've waited all day for this one, haven't we, Brock? It's time for the NFL on EA Sports. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Hewitt. I'm Kate Scott, and Brock, you can brag if you'd like to, because I know you had quite the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we've got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses honest today, because the moment they get greedy in coverage or get too aggressive in the pocket, either of these quarterbacks can drop a dime, drop a deep throw right over him for big yardage, and maybe 6 points too.
Here's Graham Gano out for the opening kick. And away we go from East Rutherford. Craig Reynolds to return it. He stopped on the return at the 27. So the Lions take the field for their first drive. They're led out by someone who's fought through the doubters all through his career, and he just keeps putting up numbers. Jared Goff.
Kate, there are other flashier quarterbacks that make more highlight reel plays than Jared Goff. There certainly are bigger and stronger athletes playing the position today, but Jared's just a throwback, a guy that understands the timing and the precision. I love that he knows what he is and what he isn't when it comes to his skills, and it's why he's been able to flourish in multiple places and why he continues to sustain a lot of success in this league.
And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They strike for 23 yards. And that'll be first down, Detroit.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
And he's able to work this down to the 41. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
Running it with David Montgomery. And he's able to get this down to the 36. 5 yards on that play and enough for a new set of downs.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a third down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next third down coming.
First down, ball at the 36. Gibbs now from the gun. Across the 20, continuing to work. And he has this all the way down to the 17-yard line. It goes as a gain of 19 yards. And that gives the Lions the first.
You know, the elite running backs in this league, they don't just see what's right in front of them. You set up big runs like this because they see what's behind them. That's called extraordinary vision and extra yards.
They'll come up 1st and 10. They'll toss it to Gibbs. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. First down play nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
I don't mind that call on the early downs. Give that defense something to think about. You got the inside run between the tackles, and whether it's jet sweeps or a little swing pass, or in that case a toss, make sure you threaten to the outside.
Running on 2nd with Montgomery. And he will get this to the end zone for a Detroit touchdown. The Lions take a 6-0 lead on their opening drive. David Montgomery with the touchdown. For the offense, you gotta love it, Brock. Points to begin the game as he runs it in for an opening drive touchdown.
And you've got one very happy running back right over there on the sideline right now. These backs, they do feel the pressure to find the end zone every single week. It's not easy to do. But to do it this early and get out of the way, big time.
Now it's Jake Bates for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Lions will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. Gray now on the return. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. So the Giants out and getting set for their first drive. They'll be led out by this promising young signal caller, already a starter in his first season out of Ole Miss.
It's always fun, puts a smile on my face when I see a rookie leading an offense out. A lot of them look like 10-year vets with confidence and poise in the middle of that huddle, in the middle of their teammates. But let's watch his first couple throws. That's where sometimes you can see some of those nerves slipping through.
Like a good target, Brock, Neighbors is there. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you planned for, and you go out and execute.
1st and 10 from the 41. Able to hit Robinson, complete. And this one doesn't go far. Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Putting a receiver in motion. From the gun, it's Tracy. Jukes out a one-stop. He's forward, gets a couple of yards. Brian Branch getting there for the tackle. A couple yards on the run. It's 3rd and 6 now.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
And that one's too far in front of them, so now they're facing 4th down.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on 3rd down? Well, they chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
The Giants readying to punt, and they're going to send out the lefty, Jamie Gillen, for the kick. And he can't find anything as he goes out of bounds. Nothing on that return. We don't get a return out of that punt. And the Lions will go on offense. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Drive starts with a quick throw left, complete. And he gets it up close to the 25 before he's out of bounds.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 23. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down. That one gains 7. And that'll be 1st down, Detroit.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
On 1st down, it's Gibbs. He's pushed straight ahead, and that's maybe a yard at most. Dexter Lawrence on the tackle. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Shotgun snap here to Goff. That's caught. Here comes Jahmyr Gibbs. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
3rd down, 1 yard to go. Tight end in motion left. Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. Dumped off to his running back. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, Goff. And they get to him way behind the line on this one and take him down. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth, but a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
They really need some chunk yardage here on 2nd down. Another try following the sack. He finds Laporta. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight ends short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
5 men in the secondary for the G-men now, ahead of 3rd down. Throwing is gone. And that one's incomplete. For now, he brings up 4th. Let's see what this penalty flag is all about. Man, there's no way around this, Brock. They had that offense exactly where they wanted them. And the penalty gives them a whole lot more breathing room.
Yeah, I'm thinking of the late, great Dennis Green. He said it perfectly. We had him right where we wanted, and we let him off the hook. Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Running left, it's Montgomery. And he breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. Devon Holland there to make the stop. No gain on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 7.
Stopped right at the line, but might as well have been a loss of yards as far as the offense is concerned. It's always humbling when you try force versus force, and the defense wins out.
Goff on 3rd. Complete beyond the marker. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. And they can go ahead and stay in that huddle. We're at the end of the 1st quarter. 7-0 is our score. We'll get back to East Rutherford after this. Back and beginning the 2nd quarter. Lions in possession. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. This time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
And look at that. All that effort and success from the previous play, it is gone. Credit to this defense who snapped and cleared. That's part of this game. You got to snap and clear. Give up a big play, come back and make a big one for yourself. And they do, getting home with that sack.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Trying again, following the sack. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And it brings up 3rd down.
That was a situation where he got the time in the pocket he needed. There just wasn't anyone open to throw it to. It got to the point he had 2 choices as that clock is going off in his head. Force a throw and risk a pick, or just get rid of it and cut your losses on the play.
They send the tight end in motion. Goff now, 3rd and long. On the move, headed right. And he evades any kind of trouble, but only a short gain to show for it after sliding down.
I love that play. I mean, that's quarterback 101. Nothing downfield, get what you can with your legs, but so much more importantly, protect yourself. Availability, one of the most important abilities for any quarterback.
Bates' kick is up and good. And that one was beautifully struck. It goes right down the middle.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. Gray now on the return. He's stopped on the return at the 27. The Giants taking the field for their second possession. They now trail by double digits after that last score, Brock. It's 10-0 partway through here. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. Into the hands of Neighbors. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Now he'll throw off the play fake. And a man is there to knock that away. Malik Neighbors, the one he was throwing for. And it's going to be 2nd down.
With all due respect to some of the great linebackers back in the day, to play the position today, man, you've got to be versatile. You can't just be a come up and stuff the run. You got to play coverage. And these defenses more and more rely on you to break up throws just like that.
2nd and 10 now. Catch made, Tyrone Tracy.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep them short of the sticks.
Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. He's dropping back to throw. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
So many coaches love 3rd downs, and they practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game already out of hand, coaches know, got to execute and convert on these 3rd downs.
The Giants are set to punt. And he'll bring in this fair catch at the 13. That punt goes unanswered, no return there. And the Lions will take over with a lot of field ahead of them. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. I'll start on the ground with Gibbs. He'll work it a couple of yards past the line. Bobby Okereke making that stop. We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run in need of some attention. Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. They motion the tight end over. Off play action, Goff. Finds his man, it's Amon-Ra St. Brown. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. It's a 23-yard pickup on the play. And that gives the Lions the 1st.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
1st down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Now gone. St. Brown's got it, complete. Doesn't get much beyond the line, a yard at most. Drew Phillips making the tackle. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. A tight end in motion now. Here we go, 2nd and 9. Wright reels it in. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that'll be 1st down, Detroit.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
They bring their tight end left. Throwing again, it's Goff. Able to find Wright. It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. Bobby Okereke making that stop.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
From the 41, Laporta with the grab. And they get this down to the 28. They get 13 on the pickup. And that gives the Lions the 1st.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
On 1st down, it's gone. It's taken in by Williams. And he gets this forward to the 19.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. From the 19. Pass taken in by St. Brown. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
They'll come up 1st and 10. From the gun, Goff. Oh, they got it. Intercepted along the goal line. Picked off by Andrew Phillips. And the Giants get the football on the 1st turnover of the contest.
Not a lot of one-play swings bigger than that one right there. That throw looked destined for 6, and instead, well, it gets intercepted by the defense. The only way to get bigger is if he somehow returned it 100-plus yards for 6 the other way. But what a gigantic swing of emotion.
So here come the Giants, ready to take over again on offense. And they're hoping they can keep the punter off the field this time around, Brock, after he's been called upon each of their first 2 possessions. Throwing from the gun here. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
You know, when we watch the combine each and every single year, I hope you get good enough to understand as a football fan, watch the big guys' first 10 yards. Don't watch the ends and the linemen run 40. Watch their first 10 because that's the most critical. And that defensive end showed you right there the kind of explosive burst in the first few yards to get home for the big sack.
So it's the 2-minute warning here from MetLife. It's the Giants in trouble with 2nd and 15. Back to throw. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
Timing is everything in life, and timing is everything defensively. That throw was just a little bit late and gave the defense time to close, deliver a pop, and knock that ball loose.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. On the handoff, this is Tracy. And not much doing. He stopped quickly. The defense calls a timeout. That's their 1st. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Here's Jamie Gillen on again for the punt. Deep for the Lions, Khalif Raymond. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. 58 yards on the punt there. And it'll be their football. Now the Lions offense gets ready to return to the field. They seem likely to carry the lead into the locker room, but some points here to end the half could make things even more comfortable. First down throw from Goff. Got Williams, and it's complete. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they're set up with second and short. Goff setting to throw. And that one looked like an interception for a second. Instead, it's incomplete. Defender couldn't hang on to it. Third down coming up.
I think I could see his eyes from the booth. He was envisioning the return and simply dropped it. You got to secure the pick before anything else.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down. Shotgun snap here to Goff. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up fourth down. The Lions readying for the punt. And he's got a good chance to really stick him deep his first time out. And this will fly out of bounds to deny a return. They're going to mark it a little before the 20. Now here comes the New York offense. They're trailing, but there's enough time, Brock, that they could get a scoring drive to attack that here before the break. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Alex Anzalone with the pick. And forget the interception. He makes this a pick-six touchdown. Thrown at the depth where linebackers come into play in coverage, partner, and sure enough, one of them jumps it and takes it to the house.
You say that. You know what I think about? I think about the depth finder on my fishing boat. You're absolutely right. This is where these linebackers love to lurk and could do some serious damage.
Bates now for the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Lions take a 3-possession lead. Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick-six. Gray now on the return. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. The Giants take over now late in this first half. And we're down inside a minute to play in the half, but that's enough time to get a drive together. Getting right back to it after that interception. And the Lions get him. Down he goes. The Giants using their first timeout. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Offense to the line for second down. Another try following the sack. He finds Jaxson. And he rips off good yardage, but it will not move the chains. It's 3rd and 8. Need to get a chunk here. Now looking to throw. That's caught for the first. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. First and 10 from the 41. They'll throw it. Has his man, it's Tracy. And he'll be out of bounds at his own 45.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason, where one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
From the 45 on second down. Neighbors with a catch. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
A dose of the hurry-up offense here. He'll throw it yet again. And that's going to fall incomplete. We're down to 9 seconds left. So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. They are throwing it again. And that's incomplete, and it also stops the clock with just 5 seconds left. Looking for Malik Neighbors that time. So now it's going to be third and long.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. Here's a throw. A massive shot towards the end zone. Too much on that, and it sails through the end zone, incomplete. That brings us to the break, and it's the visiting Lions holding an early advantage. Now we'll send you down the East Coast to our studios in Orlando. Jonathan Coachman and the EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Kate, thanks very much. And with that, we welcome you all into our EA Sports studios. This is the Halftime Report. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. Gray now on the return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Giants offense with the football. They'll get it first in this second half. And that first half, they just couldn't keep up the pace, but they're going to be the ones setting the pace here to begin this third quarter. Coming left is Tracy. And it's going to be about a 3-yard pickup in the end. Kirby Joseph up for the stop. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7. Here's Tracy once more. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
So a tough spot now. This is 3rd and 9. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Complete beyond the marker. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Gets this to Jaxson. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Terrion Arnold in on the stop.
As a quarterback, when you have an out route versus man coverage, you're just hoping and just praying your offensive guy could turn the hips of that defender. And once you see that, you got to cut it loose and let it go, just as they did right there.
A handoff to Tracy. He locates a couple of yards through that chaos. Aleem McNeil in on the tackle. 2 yards on the pickup, and that leaves him with 3rd down and 3. Dropping back to throw. He has the first over the middle. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. Throwing now on 1st down. That's going to be an incomplete pass on the throw to the right. No luck finding his receiver that time. And now it's 2nd down.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Throwing now from the gun. He finds Slayton. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Big play sets him up pretty here with 1st and goal from the 5. Staying between the tackles with Tracy. And he'll scurry forward for a pickup of 3.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
So from the 3, here's 2nd and goal. Setting up a throw. Looking touchdown, but can't connect. So now, here's 3rd and goal. Pass play coming here. Gets it towards the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Quarterbacks, well, they're a lot like sharpshooters in the NBA. Sometimes they're just going to miss. You got to shake it off and keep on firing.
3 plays haven't gotten it done. Now a 4th to try to reach that end zone. Running this with Tracy. And he gets in. Touchdown! The Giants cut into the lead coming out of halftime. Well, they took a gamble, and it paid off with a touchdown on 4th and goal.
And to do it on the ground at that, that's a confidence builder. Confidence builder for the big guys up front. Confidence builder for the running back to win at the line of scrimmage. And frankly, Kate, a confidence builder for this fan base that loves coaches being aggressive and going for it on 4th down.
Graham Gano to tack on the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Giants cut the lead down to 10. That lead trimmed just a bit, down to 10 points now as the kick is up and away. Reynolds with a return. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Lions and Jared Goff set to take over on offense once again. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember, but as you like to say, the defense would probably rather forget. Goff on 1st and 10. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Enough to Gibbs from the gun. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Brian Burns coming up with the stop. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
This is Gibbs on 2nd down. He's able to drive that pile about a yard. Micah McFadden able to make the play. Only a yard on the pickup, so that's going to bring them to 3rd down and 3.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
They go play action with Goff. He puts some juice on it deep. This is caught inside the 15. There it is. Touchdown, Detroit. The Lions push their lead further to start the half. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
Bates now for the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Lions take a 3-possession lead. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. Return coming from the 6. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Giants and Tyrone Tracy are running back on now. They really had the passing game clicking on that last touchdown drive, partner. We'll see if they stick with that or if they mix things up a bit on this series. Hands it to the receiver here in motion. Oh, look at this sweep. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Can I have a moment, Kate? Just a moment to marvel at how well they reacted to that play on defense. They were all over it from the start, getting behind the line to blow up a play that how many times do we see as highlight reel touchdowns going the other way?
A give to Tracy up the middle. And not much on the run, but he does get across the 25. Gets him those 3 yards back, but it brings up 3rd and 10 now. Throwing now off play action. Able to hit Robinson, complete. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. Takes it in at the 21. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. The Lions headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. Pass complete to Gibbs. And he gets him around 6 there. Javon Holland there to make the stop.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Off play action, Goff. Completed to his running back. Pickup of a few as he heads out of bounds.
You know, you compare and contrast stats over the decades, Kate. One thing you see is the completion percentages are through the roof. In this day and age, compared to the 60s and the 70s, a big reason is just completions like that. Utilizing every one of your eligible receivers. That time, a running back in the flat.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. Completed over the middle. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Straight ahead with Gibbs. He'll cobble together a yard there. Dexter Lawrence on the tackle. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9. A touchdown aside in that frame as we run out of time in the 3rd quarter. It's not quite over yet, but it'd take a pretty miraculous comeback. We've got a 3-score game as we get set to start the 4th quarter. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Again, it's Gibbs. And that hit stops him in his tracks. No gain on that one, and now it's 3rd and 8.
So close to a big loss of yards for those guys up front. 1 second sooner, and they got a tackle behind the line. But a stop to celebrate nonetheless.
A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. Another one for Gibbs. And he's down. Looks like they made the stop at the 46-yard line. It's a pickup of 9 yards. And that'll be first down, Detroit.
That's a play that won't pop on the stat sheet, but the players and coaches won't forget about it. I promise you that. Coaches will file that one away the next time they really need to pick up a few yards.
Going to the ground again on first. He cuts it to the right sideline. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They get 27 on the play. And that gives the Lions the first.
You know, it is so refreshing for these running backs when they have space to run. It's hard. There's so many collisions between the tackles. When they get on the edge and have green grass, well, the best of them take advantage of it.
This is complete to Patrick. And this play reaches the 12-yard line before the stop is made.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason. This is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
2nd and 3 now. Here's a give to Gibbs. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
Yeah, that defense was flying to the ball. You see that outside toss. This is a pursuit drill that they work on over and over again. Get to that toss before it can really get started.
3rd and a lone yard coming up. Throwing is gone. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through to back them up ahead of 4th down.
Hey, that's not an easy thing to do, Kate. Not against quarterbacks and the red zone offenses in this league, but what a tremendous effort to not only get the stop, but to end it with gusto and a sack.
On 4th down, the Lions going to try to put 3 on the board here with Jake Bates. He hit his first one. His second one's coming from inside of 40. Bates' kick is up and good. And that extends the lead to 20.
Yet another shot across the bow of a ship that's already sinking here, Kate. He could have made that field goal. Heck, he could have turned around and kicked it directly at his coach because it feels like they've got this one in hand.
Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. This return starts at the 5. The Giants about to get to work on offense. And all game, they have struggled to attack this deficit. Maybe they can do a little window dressing here. They'll throw to begin this drive. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Amik Robertson takes it away. And it's a pick 6 as he runs it in for the touchdown. That right there, that takes just the right circumstances to happen. But man, a big boy pick 6, Brock, one of the most universally celebrated plays in this sport.
Look at the smile on your face.
I love it. Big boy touchdown. Come on now.
Well, I think you and a lot of fans are in it for the celebrations. Those big guys do so much work, and now they get their chance to play hero. It is a blast.
Point after up and good from Bates. And the Lions continue piling onto this lead. A quick chance at redemption after that pick 6 as it's sent away. Gray now on the return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Giants are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And as we can see here, it hasn't been the easiest game for him to operate out there, right? Number of rough moments for him. This defense able to pick him off twice to highlight their performance against him. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Getting right back to it after that interception. Pass cut by Tracy. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
These intermediate gains, that's the wheelhouse for these two to connect on. Start the series off well, and it sure keeps the defense on its toes in case they try to load up and just simply cover the receivers.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 34. He's got him. That's Tracy. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
It may not look like much on the stat sheet, but this is kind of good on good. An offense gets a completion, not going backwards, and the defense, well, they rallied, they pursued, and kept that screen to a minimal gain.
3rd and just 2 to go. Looking for a throw here. Short pass brought in. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. He gets 6 on that play. And it's good enough for a New York 1st down.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Throwing it again here. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down.
You really want those throws to be like clockwork for your offense. Every team needs to hit passes in that short to intermediate range to effectively move the ball.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Still sticking with the passing game. Has his man. It's Tracy. And he'll head out of bounds after a short gain.
As an offense, you don't call a screen, Kate, expecting to gain just a few yards. You call it expecting to break off something big and substantial. But it's up to that defense to stay ahead of it, to keep it contained to something much smaller. Case in point right there.
Drive in dire straits. It's 3rd and 9. Motioning the tight end now. connects with Johnson. And he's officially in enemy territory now. They're going to give him the opposing 49.
You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
Offense staying out there. It's 4th and 1. Pass play now. He finds him beyond the marker. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Oh, I love 4th downs. It just brings out the very best, and you get to see how you handle the most pressure, and it turns out, well, they handled it pretty darn well, and now they'll keep pushing.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. He'll throw it yet again. Neighbors with a catch. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a pickup of 26, and the Giants will have a 1st down. So we're down to the 2-minute warning here from New York. Giants trying to make it look a little nicer on that scoreboard. Up to the line, and they're set. 1st and 10. They are throwing it again. Gets this to Jaxson. And he's going to be tackled, but still all the way down to the 6. It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards him with a 1st and goal.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Shotgun snap, they're gonna throw. And in, touchdown, New York! Now, this one has been a long game, no doubt, but hey, something positive to look back on there.
But they didn't quit, Kate, and I know that sounds a little cliche at this professional level, but it really is an important thing. This one will still hurt, but they showed some execution and fire.
Gano ends the point after. And the Giants still have a lot of work to do, Brock. It's a 20-point difference now. With time ticking away, they prepare for a must-get onside kick. And no luck, the Lions there to recover. Well, I guess they kind of had to do it here, Brock.
Yeah, it's called a have to. Yeah, kind of have to at this point in the game, huh?
Okay, but like most things in this game, it did not work out for them.
Yeah, let's face it, even if they do recover that, probably not going to find a way to win. But this is a time where you work on things, where you do build to the following week. Got to find a way to flush this because it's just not been their kind of game.
Good field position for the Lions here as they head up to the line. 1st and 10. Gibbs now from the gun. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
Up the gut they go with Gibbs. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. It's a gain of 6, and they only need half of that now on 3rd and 3.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run, but I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
And the defense was ready. They got him at the line. So the Lions get the win on the road. Well, as they celebrate to the boos of the home crowd, I'm sure you're having flashbacks, buddy. It's got to be music to their ears, hearing those fans voice their displeasure.
It is so sweet, Kate, when you win on the road for a couple reasons. Yeah, I do remember. I remember silencing those road crowds. There's no better feeling than to hear, those boos and those cheers and all that noise just silenced because you beat them in their building. You know the other great sound? The plane ride home. Those are some of the greatest memories you have to celebrate that road victory and a whole road trip home to take it all in.